Trump legal surrogate, Mehek Cooke, along with former Ramaswamy campaign communications director, Tricia McLaughlin. Good to see you both. Mehek, looking at this, if Joe Biden could just keep rolling out the likes of Robert De Niro, I think those numbers would push people further and further toward President Trump. Again, an elitist, angry old man who is completely out of touch with the American people. It's like a Biden clone.
You nailed it, Dagan. And the fact that he's standing outside the courthouse, this continues to show Joe Biden's fingerprints all over this New York court case. Robert De Niro is out of touch. He has actually lived the American dream that's out of touch for more than 50% of Americans today. We're working harder, but we're achieving less. We're paying more for gas and grocery prices, and the list goes on. And Joe Biden is in denial. The new campaign strategy is to show empathy. We don't want empathy. We want solutions.
You know, Tricia, I think this is interesting because if Donald Trump is convicted and you poll the American people, I think you're going to see some movement. But we're 5 months away from an election, and time heals all wounds. As they forget about the conviction, they're going to think about their pocketbooks. I think this has zero impact on November.
See, I got to disagree with you there, Sean.
Stop, no disagreement
I have
here.
to,
Okay,
I have to think the American people can understand. Imagine if President Trump were in office and Barack Obama, the former president, was on trial in a deep red state by a district attorney who had a sham trial who said, I'm running to put Barack Obama behind bars. We would all be sitting here and be disgusted. Then you have a jury, or excuse me, you have a judge who's saying, you know, we actually don't need a unanimous decision for this, Sean. I think that the American people will remember this. Joe Biden, Alvin Bragg will live to regret this, and sooner than we think.
And they'll live to regret running on Donald Trump as a threat to democracy when this is the very essence of a threat to democracy, what we've been watching here in Manhattan. But we want to move on to this. Jill Biden joined the women of The View to share the comforting sentiment to Americans. If you think it's bad now, just wait.
Well, it could get a lot worse under a Trump presidency. Absolutely, women's rights and IVF. I mean, we have to have a choice. And Joe wants to codify Roe. Yeah, and we have to. And think of the Supreme Court. Yeah. For God's sake, talk about things getting worse. Yeah. Can you imagine if we put any more Republicans on the Supreme Court? No. We will lose all of our rights.
Horse manure. That's all they got. Abortion. Oh, and they're trying to gin up fear about IVF. Bite my ass.
Tell us what you really think, Dad.
I'm serious, because they tried to use that whole Alabama Supreme Court case, but go ahead.
Inflation is up. Prices are up 21% since Joe Biden took office. U.S. house prices are up 47% since Joe Biden took office. The Biden administration cannot continue to tell us, don't believe what you're experiencing or what you see, believe what we tell you. The American people simply aren't buying it, and they will vote the way of their pocketbooks.
But it seems like the Biden campaign has just given up on the economy. They leaned so hard into Bidenomics, and now it's like, listen, we're going to forget about that. We are going to talk about abortion. Because it worked in 22, but by the way, in 22, it was right after the Dobbs decision, and so it was fresh in people's minds. We're now 2.5 years beyond the Dobbs decision. I don't think this drives voters like it did in the 22 midterm elections.
It really doesn't. Abortion isn't top of mind. Look at any single poll or just go on the streets of New York and talk to voters. We're worried about illegal immigrants. Yeah. They're in the nicest hotel in New York City today. We have over 12 million undocumented illegal immigrants. And on top of that, Bidenomics.com, Americans for Prosperity, bought that website, and you have to see it. Over 20% for groceries, $11,000 in an income that we have to now spend based on our income today versus 2021. We're spending more, we're achieving less. This is all under Joe Biden's economy. So for Jill Biden to sit there and gaslight us, I mean, facts don't care about your feelings. We know we're hurting more now than we ever did. And 4 years ago, we were stronger under President Trump.
You take this.
All right, moving on to this, everybody. President Biden, his economy has divided our country so much that it's no longer red versus blue. It's elites versus the working class. Liberals have tried to dismiss the economic issues as a vibe session, but it's a real problem. Voters are unhappy with how things are going. Any way you slice it, Charlamagne the God, touched on this on Fox and Friends earlier.
What about the state of the country? Where do you think we're at right now?
America's never been great for everybody, but I think about the least of us. When I have conversations with the people, the poor and disenfranchised in this country, they are not happy in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter what party is in office. It doesn't matter if it's Democrats. It doesn't matter if it's Republicans. And I think that people get very frustrated right now.
Tricia, which is why I would imagine anywhere from 18 to 23% of black voters are supporting Donald Trump, and why 56% of Americans think we're actually in a recession because it's so bad.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing Hispanic numbers grow under President Trump. We're seeing Asian numbers really across the board, even women. So, I mean, I think this is a real reckoning for the Biden campaign. They can't fool Americans any longer, but I got to disagree with you, too, on the issue of abortion. I think the Republican Party has to reckon with this.
Well, they do. They need a message on it, for sure.
We need to message on it. We
really
really
need to
do.
fight back on it.
But I think the message is clear. President Trump has said, leave it to the states. This is a states' right issue. Let's get back to the issues that really matter. And those are pocketbook issues and illegal immigration. All day, every day, that's what's hurting Americans today.
And never forget that Joe Biden owns the intentional financial suffering and hardship that he caused because he named it. It's called Bidenomics.
Yes, and you can call it vibe-session, you can call it shrinkflation. It's all just gaslighting.
No doubt. Thank you both for joining us. We appreciate it.
Mehek
Great
Cooke,
conversation.
Tricia McLaughlin, good to see you both.